Well, time to get started with another video. This is for the 20th of August, and it's entitled, "My Mission Does Not Involve Debating Anyone." Since my health challenges last year, I had to reevaluate how I was spending my time. Most days I spent in excess of 12 hours on the computer, sometimes 18 to 20 hours. Not only was I not getting exercise, I was also sleep deprived. My body suffered. Then, when my non-mortgaged home was stolen by PNC Bank and its lying attorneys working with judges in the complicit court system, I was forced to relinquish my own autonomy. I moved into my son's home. He has quite different beliefs than I do, and because he loves me, he tries to convince me to view God as he does. I cannot do that. We can each believe whatever we choose, but we do not have the right to get in anyone's face and to try to convince them they are wrong. That's how I see it anyway. My videos in which I share my perceptions are totally optional. I do not debate with those who have another viewpoint. I want to live out whatever life I have left in peace to the extent possible. The kingdom of God will either manifest on this prison planet or not. Many like me wait for that to happen, hopefully in my lifetime. And I did notice an error in there. I need to take out an extra word. An extra letter, I mean. All right, so it's gone. Anyway, my son did send me an email and apologize. He said, "I truly just care about and love you. It sometimes seems that the unwillingness to explore or discuss some of your core beliefs and desires also adds to your stress. I think, as I also think others think, that questioning these ideas would be beneficial to you. But again, it is only an opinion. I love you a lot and just want you to be happy. My apologies for adding to your stress." That meant a lot to me. But as I shared with one of my friends today, one of my longtime friends that's been my friend, 20 years, probably, something like that, long time. The last while here, I have been experiencing, you might say, warning signs, symptoms, whatever you want to call them, of some of the things that maybe my dad went through. Now, after my dad had 2 open heart surgeries, which I have now had 2 open heart surgeries, he had to have another operation where they cut open his chest once again to remove the scar tissue from around his vital organs, his heart and his lungs, because the scar tissue was collapsing them. Sometimes some of the things that I'm noticing going on with me seem to indicate a similarity. However, as I told my friend, who suggested immediately, and she's a registered nurse, as I told her, I said, I will never go back to the doctors ever again in my lifetime to even have the risk of them wanting to cut me open. I will never go through that. I will die first. Sometimes I don't think I'm going to live to my birthday. My birthday's only 2 months away. 2 months. And I will be 70 years old. Sometimes I don't think I'm going to make it. That could be totally off base. Because if there was a God, okay, if there was a real God that really answered prayer and wasn't some asshole prick that was put in charge of a planet, but does not have to tell the truth, does not have to have genuine interest in at heart, like the devil. You know, if there was a real loving God, I wouldn't have a problem. But we seem to have an absentee God who has allowed the devil to take over a planet. And I have lived my whole life with the vision of the real creator, the real God, if you will, the real deity, who is love, who has all the omnipotence and omniscience and omnipresence and all of the omni characteristics. That God, the one who is loving and truthful, who really does care about his creation. I have longed to see that God take back this planet from the corruptors and start standing up for it, himself, itself, herself, because God is not gender. God is not a he, not a she. I don't like using the word it or the pronoun it. God is simply creator of all that is and includes all that is, all the masculine and feminine, all of the material and immaterial. But creation involves making that which is not material, material. It's the physical creation that is creation. The other stuff is meaningless without the manifestation of it. For those people that think that the ideal is to get out of our bodies and to somehow not have a body anymore, and that's paradise, that's utopia, I totally disagree. This is utopia as long as we have a real God and a real mission to see that everyone has the opportunity within a free will zone to achieve the highest and best that they are capable of achieving. But you can't do that when you have liars running the show, and when people are not told the truth, and people don't know what reality is, and people have to live in competition with each other because we've been twisted and lied to, and our codons have been turned off, and we're only partial creations, not full creations of what God created, according to what Anastasia says it happened. Now, I don't know whether Anastasia is right, but I do know that what I read about her, and again, it's Vladimir Megra's Anastasia, not somebody in the royal family of Russia that was there before the Russian Revolution, so-called, falsely so-called. We've got to take the world back, though, folks. That Anastasia saw a vision of what the world is like, and that's my vision. I resonated with that, which is why I couldn't put the books down when I got them, which is why I was reading 200 and some pages every day for 4 straight days. And then the next time when I got the next 2 books for 2 more straight days, reading 200 and some odd pages each day, because I couldn't put it down because it resonated so. And I thought, this is the truth. This is the truth. But it's also the truth that I live in a human body that has gone through a lot of stress. And my son pointed that out. He sees me stressed out. Yes, I'm stressed out. I think I might die before I see the fulfillment of my life mission. And I'll tell you the truth. If I die without seeing fulfillment, it's not coming back at somebody else, some baby, and say, oh, yeah, that was you, Ron. I don't even care about that bullshit. I want to know it in this lifetime. This is the one that I've had. This is the vision that I've had since I was a little kid. And I'm not going to give it up, because to give that up is the same as dying. And I don't care about dying if it means having to live, not have to live in this world anymore, where everything is inside out and upside down and ass backwards. We've got to change this around. We've got to turn it around, and it's up to the Creator to do that. I can't control the time frame. There's lots of promises. There's been lots of promises my whole life, and I don't see anything actually happening yet. There's people saying, it's happening, Ron, it's happening. I'm sorry. Until I actually see the physical manifestation of it, it's not real. Promises, I can't change my life with promises. I can only change it with fulfillment of promises. Anyway, my mission does not involve debating anyone. So if you don't agree with me, don't have to watch, period. Just shut it off. Don't pay attention to me. Let me go. Thank you very much for listening, and namaste.